So, that's what you think?
Yes. For us to live together any longer would be an obscene joke. Let's end it while we still have some sanity and decency left.
Oh, is that the best you can do in the way of sanity and decency? To talk like that?
You'd like to cover it up with pretty words? Well, we've had enough of that. I feel as though my face were covered with spider webs. I want to brush them off and get clean again.
Well, it's not my fault you've got weak nerves. Maybe you should behave like a decent person instead of a hysterical minor poet.
A decent person, Sam, would have strangled you years ago. It takes someone with crazy notions of freedom and generosity to be the fool that I have been.
Oh, and I suppose you blame me for your ideas.
No, I'm past blaming anybody, even myself. Sam, don't you realize this has got to stop? We are cutting each other to pieces with knives.
So you want me to go?
Or I'll go. It makes no difference. Only we've got to separate, definitely and forever.
You really think there's no possibility of our finding some way? We might be able to find some way to...
No, we found some way, Samantha, twice before, and this is what it comes to. There are limits to my capacity for self-delusion. This is the end.
Oh, yes, only that you just...
What?
It seems such a pity.
Pity? Oh, the pity is this, that we should sit here and haggle about our hatred. That's all that's left between us.
I'm not gonna haggle, Skylar. Hey! If you want to part, we will this very night. But I don't want to part this way. Okay, I know I hurt you, but I want to be forgiven before I go.
No, can't we finish without another sentimental lie? I'm in no mood to play out a pretty scene with you.
That was unjust, Skylar. You know I don't mean that. What I want is to make you understand so you don't hate me.
And don't just more explanations. I thought we'd both gotten tired of them. I used to think it possible to heal a wound with words, but we know better. They're like acid on it.
Oh, please don't, Skylar. Come on. This is the last time we'll ever hurt each other. Won't you just listen to me?
Go on.
Okay, I know you hate me, and you have a right to. Not just because I was faithless, but because I was cruel. I don't want to excuse myself, but I didn't realize what I was doing. I didn't realize that I was hurting you.
No, we have gone over this 1,000 times.
Yes, I've said that before, and you've said that, oh, that excuse might hold for the first time, but not for the second, and not for the third. You have convicted me of deliberate cruelty on that, and I've never had anything to say. I couldn't say anything because the truth was just too preposterous. It wasn't any use telling you before, but now I want you to know the real reason.
A new reason.
Something I've never confessed to you. Yes, I was cruel to you, deliberately. And do you know why? Because I wanted to crush that Olympian serenity of yours. I mean, you were too strong, too self-confident. You had the air of a being no one could hurt. I mean, you were like a god.
No, that was a long time ago. Or was I ever Olympian? I'd forgotten it. You succeeded very well. You shattered it in me.
You are still Olympian, and I still hate you for it. I wish I could make you suffer now, but I've lost my power to do that.
Aren't you content with what you've done? It seems to me that I have suffered enough recently to satisfy even your ambitions.
No, or you couldn't talk like that. You sit there making phrases. I have hurt you a little. But you know what? You will recover. You have always recovered quickly because you are not human. If you were human, then you would remember that we were once happy and be a little bit sorry that all of this is over. But you can't be sorry because you walked in with your mind made up and you can't think of anything but that.
Yeah, that's an interesting and novel explanation.
I wonder if I can just make you understand. Skylar, do you remember when we fell in love?
Something of that sort must have happened to us.
No, it didn't happen to you. It happened to me. I mean, you walked in with the air of a god on a holiday, and it was I who fell headlong, dizzy, blind. I didn't want to love you, but it was a force too strong for me, and it swept me into your arms. I prayed against it, but I had to give myself to you, even though I know you hardly cared. I had to, for my heart was no longer in my own chest, but it was in your hands to do with what you liked. You could have thrown it into the dust.
No, this is all very romantic and exciting, but tell me, did I throw it in the dust?
No, it pleased you not to. You put it in your pocket, but do you realize what it feels like to have another person have absolute power over you? No, you don't. Because you've never been utterly dependent on another person for happiness. I was utterly dependent on you, and it humiliated me, it angered me, I rebelled against it. But it was of no use. You see, my dear, I was in love with you, but you were free. Your heart was your own, and no one could hurt you.
Very, very fine, only it wasn't true, as you soon found out.
Yeah, when I found out, I could hardly believe it. I mean, it wasn't possible. You're the one who said that you wouldn't be jealous if I were in love with someone else too. You're the one who put the idea in my head. It seemed a part of your superhumanness.
Yeah, I did talk that way, but I wasn't superhuman. I was only a damn fool.
Yeah, and when I first realized that it was hurting you, Skylar, I stopped. You know I stopped.
Yes, that time.
Can't you understand? I stopped because I thought you were a person like myself. You were suffering like myself. It wasn't easy for me to stop. It tore me to pieces. But I suffered rather than let you suffer. But when I saw you recover your serenity in a day, while the love that I had struck down in my own heart for your sake cry out in a death agony for months, I again felt that you were superior and inhuman, and I hated you for it.
Did I deceive you so well as that?
Oh, and when that next time came, oh, I wanted to see if it was real. This god-like serenity of yours. I wanted to tear off that mask, and I wanted to make you suffer as I had suffered, and that's why I was cruel to you the second time.
And the third time? What about that?
I can't talk about that. It's too near.
Well, I beg your pardon. I don't wish to show an unseemly curiosity about your private affairs.
If you were human, then you would know that there is a difference between one's last love and all the ones that came before. I can talk about the others, but this one still hurts.
I see. Should we chance to meet again next year, you will tell me about it then. The joys of new love will have healed the pains of the old.
Oh, there will be no joy or pain of love for me. You don't believe that, but you don't believe it. But that part of me which loves is dead. Do you think I've come through all of this unhurt? No. I can't hope anymore. I can't believe. There is nothing left for me. All I have left is regret for the happiness that we have spoiled between us. Sky, why did you make me believe in the Olympian philosophy? Why did you make me think that we were gods and could do whatever we choose? I mean, if we had only realized that we were weak human beings, we might have just saved our own happiness.
We tried to reckon with facts. I cannot blame myself for that. The facts of human nature. People do have love affairs within love affairs. And I wasn't faithful to you, and that was not fair.
But you had the decency to be dishonest about it. You didn't tell me the truth in spite of all of your theories. I may never have found out. You knew better than to shake my belief in our love. But I trusted in your philosophy, and I flaunted my lovers before you. I I never realized that you would just.
No, wait, be careful, my dear. You're contradicting yourself.
I know I am. I don't care. I no longer know what the truth is. All I know is that I'm filled with remorse for what has happened. Why did it happen? Why did we let it happen? Why didn't you stop me? I want it back.
No, but Samantha, you can't just have things.
I want it back. Our old happiness. I mean, come on. Don't you remember how beautiful everything was? Give it back to me, Skylar.
Do you really believe, Sam?
Yes, I really believe that we can have our old happiness again. Just as it was. Skylar.
Just let me think.
You're thinking. Okay. Okay then. Go ahead. Go ahead and think. Go ahead and think. Think of my cruelty. Think of my wantonness, my wickedness, not of my poor, tormented attempt at happiness. No. My lovers. Yes. Think of my lovers. Think hard and save yourself from any more discomfort. But no, you're no longer in any danger.
Okay, what does that mean? What do you mean?
You haven't been believing what I've been saying this entire time, have you?
Almost. Then don't. I was lying. Again.
Yeah, again.
I suspected it.
Ooh, how wise.
You don't love me then.
Why should I? Do you want me to?
I make no demands upon you. You know that.
So you can get along without me.
Why not?
Okay. Good. Then I'll tell you the truth then.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
I was afraid that you did want me. And I felt sorry for you, Skylar. Now, I thought if you did, then I would start things over and make things up to you, but only if you wanted.
That was it?
Yeah, that was it. So
No, you need go on. Just will you go or shall I?
I'll go, Skylar. But since we may not meet this time next year, I should probably tell you the secret of my third time. You know, when you asked me and I cried and I said I can't talk about it, but now I can.
You mean?
Yeah, my last cruelty. I had a special reason for being cruel to you. Should I tell you?
Just as you please.
Okay. My reason was this. I realized what love was. And I realized I never loved you. Ever. So I wanted to hurt you so much that you would leave me. I wanted to hurt you in such a way to keep you from ever coming near me again. You know, I was afraid that if you did forgive me and you took me into your arms, that you'd feel me shudder and see the terror and loathing in my eyes. I wanted, for even then, I cared for you a little to spare you that.
Are you going?
Did you notice today's date? Um, it's the 8th of June. Do you know what that day is? We used to celebrate it once a year, every year. It's the day.
Um,
The day of our first kiss.